hey, and all those other greetings, Spin Adventurers. I'm Jake Spins, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today we are here with another episode of Build Me a Dream. On the previous episode, we ended up creating Twinkle Park, and man, I did not expect it to do so well. I mean, Bowser's Castle did decently, but out of all of the levels, I think Twinkle Park has been received the best in downloads, just because there's not a lot of Twinkle Park levels, but also, I mean, it was a pretty fun level. It was pretty unique. So, yeah, glad you guys enjoyed it and that other Smash fans also enjoyed it. But today, we are going to step out of the realm of Sonic Adventure for just a little bit, because I had a concept for a Mario Sunshine level. That's right, Mario Sunshine. Now I know Delfino Plaza is a Smash stage inside of it, so it's not like we're going to do anything for that. This also does lead to the question of, will I do the same thing with Sunshine that I've been doing with Sonic Adventure? I don't have any plans to, as there are a lot of Mario Sunshine levels, and certain ones that I have seen that are really good, I really don't think I could compare to that, and I have those images in my head, so I don't want to accidentally take those concepts. But today's level is one that I have not actually seen done yet, and I came up with an interesting concept that I'm just hoping goes over well. It's pretty simple, but sometimes simplicity goes a long way. Alright guys, I'll see you there. Let's get building. Alrighty, here we are with the first ever Super Mario Sunshine stage that I've built inside of the Build Me a Dream series for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit frustrated for a few reasons. First off, I'm hungry, and a hungry Spins is an unhappy Spins. But you know what? I was looking at it from a positive side on my first recording, because I was thinking, I'm getting Steak and Shake, it's a nice summery air outside, it is the perfect time to record some Sunshine post-commentary. And then after 10 minutes, I found out that for some reason the microphone was on the 3DS's virtual cable instead of my actual microphone. So I guess I'm just going to take that as a blessing and say it's a second shot, because my first one wasn't too great. So we did start off with the spinning wheel, which is a direct use. I'm honestly not sure how much it's going to be fought on though, just because, you know, it's spinning, and I don't remember if I left it as grabbable ledges or not. I kept flipping back and forth on that. But I figured, you know, in these, they have to have a giant piece in them. Something that calls back to the reference that makes you say, I remember that. That is exactly something from Bianco Hills. Immediate thought. That needs to be the thought when you see this stage. And one of the biggest things that I've always remembered inside of Sunshine is that wheel for Bianco Hills. It's not that it's the most exciting or extravagant or elaborate type of things, but I just always had a lot of fun jumping on it and it spinning around. It does basically nothing like it does in this Smash stage, but it just looks cool and it feels really cool. The other thing that I did add was the little telephone thing that has the strand of the type wire on it, just because later on I'm going to add something for it to be pretty cool. Now, something I do want to address really quick, alright? There's going to be a few points, you guys have already seen at least one of these points, where I decided to spell the letter F out of frustration. That's clearly what it means. Of any time I'm trying to build in this, and it just decides not to work. You guys know it is an infamous thing on this whole entire level creator, on how these whole entire things work. Because if you make things too small, they don't work. And in some cases, you make one side perfect and then the other side not, and it just becomes a problem. Case in point, these doors. I thought, you know what, I'm going to add some doors, but I added them on the same layer, which caused a gigantic problem because it makes them smaller and then it makes the center not a part. So what I ended up doing was I made this box, and I tried to make it as small, thin as possible, but it ended up looking okay because it's at least closed. But it was very frustrating that that did happen. You might notice on the building there is something that is missing, which there is an update that will add that as well. And for the most part, that's pretty much that part of the building done. But the part that we're getting into, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the outro, is because I do the post-commentary as one of the last things. And then I completely forget what I talk about in there, so I retread a lot of ground. But one of those things that I really don't want to mention that much, that's going to take a lot of time, is the section we're on right now, which gets the biggest F because it took so freaking long and so many times. Seriously, a good 5 minutes of this, which I just thought it was funny about how awful the amount of times I've done this and the amount of attempts that I've had to try. You just saw, I have so many issues, and I would have liked how it was over there. Playable-wise, I love the idea of having the roof and then having you go into the insides, because the idea for this building, it was originally supposed to be a one building, and then I realized that I messed up. I didn't see the building right, and then I realized that I was looking at the completely wrong building. Well, it was actually more so spacing-wise. I realized I had more space than I thought. And you can see I just gave up and went onto the tightrope. But that building is supposed to be a reference to that one bell tower that has two inward parts that you can go into, and you can get a blue coin. Of course, in the middle of these are these weird pinwheel wooden type of platforms. If you guys have seen the stage, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But those would have just been way too hard to add, so I figured that tightrope was just the best type of thing. Unfortunately though, because this creator is so limited, I wasn't able to do anything like giving it any bounce properties or making it grabbable like in the middle. So it's a little bit unfortunate that I couldn't do things like that, but I still think it kind of does its job because it makes for a very large fighting area. And that's something that's very unique to this stage for me. A lot of people, they make sure that either there's a giant fighting area and a lot of details in the background, where I try to kind of make it where there's a lot of details that you're fighting on. You know, it makes it interesting, it makes it unique, but it comes with a lot of issues. And the thing is, despite this being very detail-oriented, the details are in a lot, like a one clump of space, which you guys are about to see one of the huge reasons why. And the nice thing about this though is that this leaves a lot of ground to be able to fight on and a lot of very unique things. Later on I added a little goop, which we'll talk about, but right now we're adding a background element, which is the pianta. And I wanted to add this little guy because well, piantas aren't little, they're pretty massive. But they're a huge prominent part of Sunshine, and I just remember this one guy in Bianco Hills who you sprayed off this like brown goop, and he was so happy that he gives you a blue coin. I almost called it a star coin, which I've actually been watching. Well, I finished because it was the finale, but I watched Zonic's New Super Mario Bros. DS playthrough. I know, I'm promoting somebody else's channel on my own, which is a shame because now people are going to click off and they're going to go to an amazing series and, you know. But existential part aside, we did finish the Pianta, and I think he's really cute. You know, he doesn't have eyes, but, you know, believe it or not, that actually would have been impossible with the amount of detail that I wanted, and you couldn't make the eyes too small. Like, you couldn't make them that small. I would have had to make him bigger or done it when he was super big, like the Thwomp from Bowser's Castle. And later on, I do change the texture of the Pianta because I just didn't like the whole texture of the sponge with the holes. Color-wise, it looks great. It's like a 1-to-1, but when you have that texture, it just looks kind of gross and kind of weird. And the skirt works perfectly fine. Like, that part, perfect. I changed nothing about it. So if you get anything from this video, pretty much the giant pinwheel and the skirt are the only two things I didn't have to go back and change or tweak basically at all, which is kind of sad because usually there's one huge thing, but here it was just a bunch of tiny little things that just went and combined. And of course, as I mentioned for the blue coin, I gave him a blue coin, which you guys will see a little bit of an update where I did change that. And I put the goop in the wrong layer, but I later went on and I changed the goop to be in the player layer because I had enough space, and he does go back and forth, and this makes fighting very interesting, because really quickly I'm going to tell you guys this. I had a CPU match where I hit a Piranha Plant onto the spinning wheel, off of that onto the goop, and into the blast zone, and it was just phenomenal and great. It's a standard stage, but I've got some pretty good clips of it, so I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna go and jump over to other spins. Oh my gosh. We are done. So here's the thing, alright? I was assuming, you know, this is a very simple design, so I was assuming this would be a fairly quick stage. Figured, you know, probably under 2 hours. Now, it's not that it was bad, but there's going to be a lot of things that just are not going to be shown, and I'm sure I'm going to retread my steps during post-commentary depending on when I do it, but I had way too much trouble with this building. First off, I do actually have concept art. Alright, so here is the concept art. I know you guys can't see it well, but you guys can see right here, that was a single building, alright? Then I realized in the background, oh, that's a double building. So I decided, you know what, I'll do the double building instead. And then I realized very quickly that, oh, I made a bit of a mistake. And it wasn't the exact same building, but I just decided to keep it because there was a lot more room than I had expected there to be. There was also supposed to be a window, and I only just realized that now. But, I wanted to try to put in a few things such as, you know, a few blue coins, and, I wanted to make sure I put in the Pianta because, you know, there's Pianta in Bianco Hills. It's the first one, so I figured, you know, I'll have the one giving a blue coin because that would be kind of cute. And pretty much, this was the only thing I had no issue with, other than maybe the Pianta. But this was basically, like, all I changed was deciding whether I wanted it to be a grabbable ledge or not. And then this guy is supposed to be that little, like, gloop enemy, that goop enemy that goes back and forth. Not sure if I'll keep him or not. I still need to do a few stage tests and stuff before I decide whether to change that. Now, of course, I always forget the Smash Stage Builder is so frustrating to use. It doesn't matter what it is, there's always going to be one hindrance, and for some reason, overlaying objects is like the most awful thing to ever do. So I had to actually put a piece for the door so that it looked okay, which was frustrating in and of itself. That door is 3 pieces. That should at least be 2, maybe even 1, had I realized that. And I should have been able to put windows, but I'd have to get rid of like probably both blue coins, to be honest. I just prefer that better. And then I realized for these 2 things, alright, the issue for those is that when you have them in the background, for some reason, they have the layers so disjointed from one another that it just looked awful to have those in the background. And I said to myself, you know what? There's a lot of flat ground here to fight on. I feel like maybe we can have something a little bit more diverse for the stage. So honestly, I feel like that works. Is it the most majestic thing? No. But it's definitely way better than Lava Reef. And Lava Reef was my lowest. But, you know, I think aesthetically it does look like Bianco Hills at least. So I will at least take that as a win. I almost just saved that as custom stage 14. Not gonna lie. Alright, so just gotta make sure. Yes. And of course, I'm actually gonna leave the me spelling the letter F in the thing so that you guys can tell. That's when I got frustrated. And then I couldn't do the letter F because it was like, oh, it's too small. And I'm like, ugh. So yes, this was extremely frustrating. But I did not do this at midnight. So there's one key difference. And I can actually turn this up now that I'm recording. Because I had my other TV on and I was listening to Galaxy music. I don't know why. Mario Galaxy music is just the best music to listen to when you're trying to build a stage. And I have no idea why. It's just really good. And I just realized we used a lot of marble in Twinkle Park. And now we've used a lot of marble here. So that's kind of funny. And I mean, we could go like classic. Yeah, I think we kind of have to, you know. And sure, let's make it level 6. Because why not? I mean, if I was going by 3D game, I could do level 2. And that would be nice. I don't think there's really a more fitting color. So we'll just go with that. And I don't know, maybe for the thumbnail, I'll make the piranha plant big and I'll have flood being sprayed at him. So let's see how this goes. Okay, not exactly how I expected the computer to start. I did do a few, like, practice type of things in the, well, that was with the computer not going. But just to get some frustration out, but also to kind of work on some combo stuff, I guess. Ooh, nice! Oh, no! I always want to get that up B, despite it not really being that great for it. Oh, come on! The plane doesn't want the up B! It's so unfortunate. And, who knew that the fighting area would be mostly the tightrope, which you kind of just spring off of? Unfortunately, you can't add that kind of effect, because that would be kind of cool. If I did have some springs or something, then I'd be able to. I thought of doing, like, the fruit stalls by, in the plaza, and having this, those trampolini type of things. Are you kidding me? All of that work and all that damage, and he just back airs and just immediately kills me. Okay, now you're just taunting me, dude. Now he's this man is literally taunting me at the last sound. What the heck? Oh, jeez. Okay. That's not great. Oh yeah, PD Piranha is in this. I'm a derp. Alright. What? Oh, God. Okay. Okay, this is unfortunate. Truthfully. I don't even remember what I was saying, to be honest. But, oh yeah, for for the trampoline thing. So I think what I'm gonna do for the whole trampoline part of it. Wow, dude, really, dude, really. But like for the trampoline, you could put the yeah, you could put the trampolines on the like under a semi-solid platform, and just enough to where you could like peek out of them, so that you'd be able to spring on them, and it would be like the whole thing was springy. Also, didn't I turn that off? You know what? If there's gonna be any ledge that's grabbable, it probably should be that one. But I could have sworn I turned that off. Maybe I'll keep it, because it does kind of add an interesting dynamic. And then you can kind of grab onto the tightrope, which I thought about making two separate things, and then I completely forgot while I was making this. Oh my gosh. Dude, you know, maybe I should have played Piranha Plant, because I'm just a lot better with Piranha Plant than I am Mario. Okay, so this is not great. Oh, but Petey's up there, so we're fine. I love you, Petey, but even you gotta admit that was that was a little unfortunate for you. So, okay, I don't feel like being poisoned. And you know, I'm just realizing I haven't caped, I haven't flooded. I mean, I could do this. He could just devour me whole too. I guess that works as well. Gotta get him at kill percent, right? Hit him with a fireball, and make sure it counts. Okay, I didn't want to accidentally get killed at the blast zone by being too sly, but you know, yeah, I feel like that was interesting because I mean, the CPU apparently does not know how to deal with that goop, and I wish there was a bit more fighting or any fighting on that on the circle part, but. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty standard stage. Again, is it my best? No, but at the same time, I do like it, and considering it's my first Sunshine stage, if you compare it to, like, my first stage ever, that's a pretty big step up, you know? And, I don't know, maybe I could have figured out something to do like I did for that. I could have done something like that. But that's dead center. That's the problem. It's dead center and it's bigger. And this, we were dealing with small stuff. So, I mean, it changes the dynamic a lot. But yeah, you know, I think it was pretty decent. So, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button. Share this up with everyone known love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. And just saying, I think I feel a little bit better. A, once I actually play it with people, and B, if it didn't take so long. Like, that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm not sure what changes I'll make, or if I'll make any changes, but I will definitely let you guys know if there are any. Alright guys, keep safe. Okay guys, I'm back for just a quick update. So, I ended up playing some matches by myself with the computer, and some matches with my brother. And after playing it, I know that it's very simple, but I actually really enjoy playing on the stage. There's some pretty cool stuff that you can do with the little goop over here that I've got. I was able to get a few clips, and the whole tightrope thing is actually a lot more fun than I expected, being able to go up and down. And I'm actually going to keep this as grabbable because it actually is pretty good. Now, these changes are all cosmetic. There is no actual change to the stage gameplay-wise. However, I felt that it was justified enough to warrant a small little update. So as you can see, there is no blue coin here. And one big reason is because, for some reason, the spears, however it is, it takes up a lot more space, even if it doesn't interact with the player, which is kind of unfortunate because that means that we can only have one of them, and the blue coin looked better here. and I basically arranged it to where I got rid of the gear and both the blue coins. I added a small little window over here as well as a windowsill, and it looks 10 times better with that window. I just felt it was missing something, and having that add-on definitely helps tremendously. And then I asked my sister, and the blue coin just, it looks better over here. If I could, I would have another blue coin here, but as you can see, it is red. But essentially, I tricked the weight limit meter, potentially. It's very possible had I done it you know, a different way, it would have been fine. However, you need a certain amount of space to use to put a spear down. So it's weird. It's very weird how they do it, but it's very doable. And yeah, this is how the stage looks now. It's pretty much the same thing, except it just looks a tad different. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and make sure to check out the level inside Smash, download it, all that stuff. Alright guys, see ya.